Hello, welcome to the session on Power BI licensing. My name is Rishi Supra. I'm a Microsoft Data Platform MVP, and today I'll be talking through the different types of licenses that you need in Power BI. Let's start with the types of licenses. In Power BI, we have a few different license types. We have Power BI Free, Power BI Pro, Power BI Premium per capacity, and Power BI Premium per user. It can be quite confusing to know what the difference between these are and what licenses you need for your organization. So, starting with that first question of do you need a license? Well, to start with, all the development of reports in Power BI Desktop, the core content connecting to your data, building your data models, and those visualizations is all free. That doesn't require a license. And you can still publish those reports to a workspace, but with a Power BI free license, you can publish them only to your My Workspace, which is the Power BI equivalent of your My Documents folder, which only you have access to. So you're not able to access content that other people have produced and shared with you. You're able to just consume publish the content to your own My Workspace folder. Where you need a paid license is where you want to share your reports with others, where you want to view a report that's been shared with you, and what quite importantly, without premium capacity. And we'll come on to this, but this is one of the key benefits of premium capacity. But if you haven't got that or you're not utilizing that in your organization, then in order to view a report that's been shared with you, you'll need a pro license. Again, assuming it's a pro workspace that it's been published to. And the other scenario where you need a paid license is where, as a developer, you need to manage your artifacts using Power BI Enterprise features. And this is where really Power BI Premium comes in. So let's have a look at Power BI Pro. So Power BI Pro is the same license for both viewers and developers. It isn't a reader role per se versus a developer role, which might be the case with other tools. But actually with Power BI, there is no restriction in terms of what that license allows you to do. So a Power BI Pro license allows you to publish content to a shared workspace or to view content that has been shared with you, again, without premium capacity. It's priced at $10 per user per month, or it's also possible to acquire licenses through Microsoft Office 3.5. The E5 subscription includes Power BI Pro, and where this is purchased through Enterprise Volume Licensing Agreement, it may be a cheaper way of acquiring those licenses. And as mentioned before, it does not restrict any capability within Power BI. Anyone with a license can be both a producer and a consumer of content. So now let's then have a look at premium per capacity. So here, this is where you have an alternative licensing model for large organizations. And the idea is that $10 per user per month is cheap, but for large organizations, that can stack up to some quite considerable cost. So what Microsoft have come up with is Power BI Premium. And historically, this has meant your own dedicated server in the Microsoft Cloud. So Power BI Premium per capacity. Nowadays, actually, it's much more for virtual capacity. So a lot of those restrictions around the capacity and its limits have been removed. But conceptually, at least, we can think about it as a dedicated server in the Microsoft Cloud. So you have more control over that resource consumption and performance of your workloads compared to the standard Power BI software as a service offering, which is shared across all tenants and all customers in the Microsoft Cloud. But more importantly, there's a licensing benefit of this. If you have your own premium capacity, then anyone who is just viewing the content hosted on there doesn't need to have a Power BI Pro license. They can view it with a Power BI free license. Note that the developers still need to have a Pro license in order to publish and share content. And the cost of Power BI Premium per capacity starts at $5,000 per month. So if you have over 500 viewers, then just based on the list price of Power BI, you might be better off with Power BI Premium per capacity just from a pure license cost perspective. But the other thing to bear in mind is that Power BI Premium is more than just licensing. You also get the premium enterprise BI features, things like deployment pipelines, paginated reports, and goals. So the challenge with that is that for smaller companies, or even for small teams within the larger company that have their own billing, that $5K entry point for Power BI Premium per capacity is likely to be a little bit too high. So then if they were stuck with Power BI Pro, that means they don't get to utilize any of those premium features. So all the premium features were just restricted to enterprise customers who had that scale. So Microsoft came in and solved this challenge and saved the day by bringing us premium per user. So premium per user is making almost all of the premium feature capability available with a per user licensing model. And the pricing for PPU, premium per user, is also very affordable. It's $20 per user per month as a standalone, or $10 per user per month as an upgrade to Power BI Pro. So essentially the same cost as Power BI Pro. So you just put the same $10 on top and you upgrade a license to premium per user. So the important distinction here is that premium per user doesn't have that volume licensing benefit. So everyone who is consuming or developing content in a premium per user workspace or based on content from a premium per user workspace needs a PPU license. So this content can't be consumed or produced with a pro or free license. So let's just summarize where we've got to with these, and by looking at the key tasks that we need to do in the license model that matches with that. So building reports in Power BI Desktop, so connecting to your data, building a data model, creating the visualizations for your own use, your own consumption, is free for everyone. Publishing the content to share with others needs a Power BI Pro license. Viewing content that has not been published to a premium per capacity workspace requires a Power BI Pro license. Yep, if it's just been published to a standard workspace. Viewing content that has been published to a premium per capacity workspace can be consumed with a Power BI free license. So just readers. Even that content, to publish it, those developers need a pro license as well. Publishing or working with content in a Power BI premium per user workspace, a PPU workspace, requires a premium per user license. And viewing content that's been published to or is based on data from a premium per user workspace also requires a premium per user license. I hope that helped clarify things, and please feel free to reach out with any questions.